My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire 2 Silent Time. Oh. A scroll box? For me? No, thank you. What do I want? We've got this line with an early elite and 3 rests. Pretty big fan of a 3 rest situation, especially because the first rest comes before the first elite, so we can get the second turn of weak on neutralize, which matters a whole lot. And we also have a shot before it as well for either a removal or a pickup of something. Probably don't want to lose all of my gold for that reason, so let's transform a defend. Specifically because neutralize and survivor, the 2 additional cards in Silent's base set, are both defensive in nature, and so is Malaise, so we'll balance the deck a little bit by removing a defend. I mean, I'll play Malaise for 1 at the end of the turn, but 12 damage is more important there. We've had pretty much ideal draws so far. Yeah, we'll close out the fight without any damage. Dodge and roll, poison stab, cloak and dagger. Beggars, chooses, etc. I will take a poison stab, and then I will remove a stab. We'll get some guilt, which will remove itself in 5 rounds. Poison stab's not like a priority upgrade for me, but probably does get an upgrade. Weak potion, leg sweep prepared, and sucker punch. We'll take leg sweep. Our weaken and defense are now shored up. Blur footwork. They're both really good, they just don't help our offensive potential at all. Would I be able to afford both? Yes. It would cost 109. I'll take both. I can't take anything defensive for a while, though. Deck is way too defensive right now. Oh! Yes! Now footwork costs 0! Let's... I mean, poison stab actually feels like a more important upgrade now. 1 more poison, 2 more base stab. No. Well, actually, with the leg sweep, malaise, and neutralize, I don't think the additional turn of weaken does that much. So yeah, it will be the poison stab upgrade. And then anything that does damage here is going to be, like, well and truly considered. Is I mean, poison stab is 12 damage on the turn it's played. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just it gets significantly better if I put any more poison into the deck as well. Flick Flack is the source of AoE. It's also a damage card. We'll take it for that reason. Thank heck I took it. Footwork, poison stab for the damage, and malaise for the follow-up so that you do like 4 damage next turn? 8. Okay. 8's still very manageable. Taking you down in time is going to be a bit more of a problem. As much as I want to play Blur here, I need to use pretty much all of my damage cards on you. Ugh. God damn it. 3 more infections. That's 9 infections before the first. Well, at least I get the Flick Flack cast against AoE. I'm 1 cycle away from getting back to Flick Flack. I'll use Heart of Iron here, defends me against 7 of the incoming 9 damage that turn. It basically comes down to whether or not Flick Flack is atop the second cycle of the deck. If it's not, I probably lose here. If it is, I might lose here. So, you know. That's fun. Alright, I'm already well defended here. So... I should probably use this against the healthiest available enemy. We'll use it against the Wriggler that will act next turn, guaranteeing it won't act next turn. I mean, at least we're defending pretty well still. There's that Flick Flack. Okay, on to... I have just enough damage in this cycle. Literally neutralizes lethal. Good lord. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'm taking a Bouncing Flask immediately. Just slap click that one. Stone Calendar at the end of turn 7, deal 52 damage to all enemies. That would have completed that fight much earlier for us. Bouncing Flask upgrade. Now I actually have some... Do you mind? Can I have a second to breathe? That's 26 damage turn 1, by the way, that they're intending to do here. You're all ridiculous. Well, that's some more damage for us. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be taking that elite, actually. It's funny, you should mention it. I've actually, I've had a completely independent change of mind. Anticipate, Untouchable, and Prepared. I'm happy to take Prepared right now, especially with the Flick Flack. This one is going to be Rests. The one after is probably also going to be Rest, because we've got 2 hard fights. So probably losing another 14 HP on our way up there, at least. I have to drop damage on this field, so... Poison is my only real consistent damage, which that's not going to work. Oh my god. I wish... Oh no. Oh, there's so much damage. That probably screws me. Like, ultimately, I'm probably going back to Niao after this. Like, my best opportunity to use Stone Calendar in the boss fight upcoming is just to survive for 7 turns and then watch it try and kill the Kakors for us. Survivor through Flick Flack. Oh my god. I had to heal at the previous one. I'm gonna have to heal at the next one as well. You know? Out of Demise. Bouncing Flask. Hand Trick, Well-Laid Plans. Look. Hand Trick giving us the ability to cast Bouncing Flask would be nice, but that's not going to happen. I'll take Well-Laid Plans. I would love to upgrade a card here. So many of the cards in this deck just scream out for an upgrade. It's got to be... Leg Sweep, Poison, Stab. Okay, then Weaken the frontliner that just got buffed with strength. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm going to try and do everything I can to keep this alive. I just feel like with the ways over the course of this floor I found to actually deal damage, it's just not going to happen. Should probably keep a defense, because I know the next turn's a pretty heavy damage turn. And Tactician only gives me 1 energy right now. It's nothing. Yeah, that's a pretty heavy damage turn right there. Okay, 2 more turns until the Stone Calendar kills both of the kin followers in the front. That's when I want to throw the Bouncing Flask. Incoming damage this turn is 28. We die if we don't use melees for some sort of weaken and strength reduction. Okay, there's Bouncing Flask. We've got 7 HP remaining. I'll blur to save some defense for the next turn. Hold to defend. It's entirely possible we actually make it past this now. Especially with a hand like this. Keep the Survivor for a following turn, and that'll do it. Wow. I mean, the deck still definitely has huge, glaring problems. The fact that, like, you know, both of the... Was it all 3 of these? No, it was just these 2. That actually did need to be Bouncing Flask, otherwise we weren't making it through the next fights. The fact that both of these had to be rests was really unfortunate. It left us quite a bit shorter of upgrades than we wanted to be at the end of this floor. Ideally, Neutralize and Melees would be upgraded by now. We'd be looking at whether or not Tactician or Prepared wants to be upgraded first next floor. Well-laid plans as well. Laid plans. Shadow Meld, Corrosive Wave. We don't really have that much draw in this deck at the moment, but of course, if we see Acrobatics, we take Acrobatics, so how long can I really say that for? Corrosive Wave is nice AoE. It's nice reliable AoE in a world that I don't actually already have it. Shadow Meld is also so much block, truly so much block. In the world where I also have Blur, it's hard to ignore that Shadow Meld kind of just says, take no damage for the next 2 turns. Okay. Unfortunately, it's also... Oh, Pale! Upgrades! Dang. Unfortunately, it is also pretty upgrade hungry. I'll happily take Pale's Flesh. This is probably one of the best energy relics that's available to you after the first boss fight. But... Oh, damn it. I don't want to fight elites. I died at Decimillipede. That's just... Decimillipede is... Can I defend for 7 turns in a row? Yes? No? Possibly die. But I have to fight an elite no matter what path I take. Like, here, I either go that one or that one. This one, already there. So, like, we're definitely taking an elite in the first half of... well, not necessarily the first half of the act. But just after the first half of the act is the latest we can take our first elite. And that's by taking this path. And then after that, I could take a rest. I could even dodge that elite if I desperately need to. 2 questions. That's probably the most value-dense path for us. It is. It is. Footwork, Neutralize prevents the damage from the front line. We'll Survivor to prevent all incoming damage, and then just throw a Flask. And we've still got Flick Flat left in the deck. Isn't Stab. I'm gonna use a cunning potion here to save a bunch of HP. Perfect. Do I take a dagger throw? It's a bit more directed damage and another discard. I think I do. I don't want to bloat the deck, but I think those, both of those elements are currently missing. Tactician's really good, but it requires that I have more draw in this deck than I do. And it's also very upgrade hungry. So's our deck in general. We've even got an Exos card. I'll take the Tactician, but damn, I need... Ooh! None of you offer discards, but which of you offers the best draw and energy gain, and why is it always Necrobinder? It's not going to be Regent. I'm not gaining cards that cost me stars, but not the ability to gain those stars. And Ironclad's struggling a little in his set at the moment as well. Grey Blast! Ooh! Just return a card to hand? I love that. Add Ethereal to a card in hand. Osty deals 7 damage, add Retain to a card in hand. So this... I think I wouldn't get the damage from Osty because I don't have an Osty, but I think I would get the retention. Ooh! Hey, that's energy. Friendship. Lose 2 strength, gain energy at the start of each turn. Strength isn't really my strength. Strength is kind of my weakness. Poison is my strength. Dexterity is my intangibility. And weakness is my days. Yep, clicking that. I waited a good long time, right? It was really impressive before I clicked the Neurosurge. I waited so long. That was pretty good. It wasn't pretty good. That was really good. That was incredible. Neutrales? Blocking the full 15 incoming would be better. Perfect. Poison Stab. Grey Blast back a Prepared to cycle through Tactician. It got us 1 card deeper into the deck. I'm gonna use Ship in a Bottle because it defends us for 10 damage this turn. Still not all of the incoming damage, but 10 of it. Big Blur. Oh, come on. I can't get lethal for the life of me. At least we've got Stone Calendar going off next turn. Do I only have 1 bouncing? I thought I had 2 bouncing flasks in this. Okay, that explains why I don't have any damage. Also, the thing I did to my strength. Dodge and roll, not bad. Good enough to take? I think so. With the footwork already in here. Melee prepared through Tactician. Flick Flack weaken. The melees. That sucks. That's a lot of incoming damage. Best I can do that turn is tune it down to 10. Shadow Melds will dagger throw through a Toxic because I don't want to have to play both of them. What, 30 this turn? Keep 7 it until next. Ray Blast back, a Bouncing Blast again. Those Bouncing Blasts really split their defense, like, very effectively. Sorry, their defense, their damage, very effectively. Quite pleased about it. Oh, prepare through a Tactician. Love to see that. $40 block this turn. We're also well blocked for the next turn already. Great. And next turn at the end, Stone Calendar takes over. Yeah, so we are more of a defensive deck than anything else. Yeah, I'll take that second leg sweep. Let's get prepared to draw and discard a second card. I mean, Swift on Neurosurge is ridiculous. Now it draws 4 cards, and after it's upgraded, it'll give us 4 energy as well. Okay, it's the cube. It can be a lot worse than the cube. Leg sweep malaise? Melee plans, dagger throw through a tactician. Neurosurge to draw 4. Shadow Meld, dodge and roll, survivor drops tactician. It's just I feel like leg sweep can be retained in hand here until a useful turn for it. Oh, perfect. Blur, Grey Blast it back, Blur again. So I get to retain this block for the next 2 turns that the enemy's actually doing its damage on. Yeah, I'll use the energy this turn to pre-block the next turn. Okay. Save leg sweep for next turn. We've got Stone Calendar going off as well. Gorget at the start of combat gains 7 plating. I definitely have the right turns to fit in a Snakebite for huge damage here. They're going to become a lot easier to cast when the Tacticians are both upgraded as well. Oh! Huge. Thank you, Neurosurge, for paying for a very, very effective defense against what is usually a 25 damage turn. Grey Blast back the Bouncing Flask. 32. Okay, that's enough. Haze, Slime, Poison to all enemies versus another Footwork. I think we're probably comfy with the Footwork at the moment. I wonder if maybe we care about Pounce. Makes Leg Sweep, Snakebite, and Bouncing Flask 0 cost. probably care significantly more about haze. Oh, I play powers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 powers. That's some really good AoE we get from the Lost Wisp here. Now does 8 damage AoE every time we play power. I think that makes me more confident against the possible Decimillipede we're not fighting. Huge Shadow Meld right there. Weaken doesn't even really change anything this time. I will use Swift Pot though. And then I'm just going to Grave Blast back Bouncing Flask and use it again. Snakebite, Poison Stab, and Malaise. Can I defend against 8 incoming damage? Yes. Vajra Knife Trap with no shivs in the deck. It's so hard to turn that down, but it's right to turn it down. Willow Plans needs to retain a second card. Shadow Meld needs to be 0 cost, so does... Tactician need an upgrade, and Grave Blast wants to not exhaust. Well, they plans first, especially because we're about to go into a fight where, you know, the consistent value of well-laid plans is really important. It's gonna have to be damage. It's gonna suck for the start of the fight, but in the end of the fight, that's gonna be the one that's easiest for me to ignore as a downside. I'm gonna Grey Blast back the Prepared, use that to get through Tactician. I'm not going to be able to Bouncing Flask here this turn. I'm definitely going for a Giant Malaise. I'll dodge and roll and then just Malaise. Okay, getting 4 strength off of you, I think, is huge for us. Leg Sweep, Poison Stab, and now I can keep this. Yeah, okay, so now the defend turn of a turn is easy. Oh, right, I keep 2 cards now. I don't even need to play the Leg Sweep there. Fully blocked without it. Play this time though. Oh, I see the number slowly creeping up over there. 15 Doom on me. Not that many more turns until that tries to kill me. Definitely can't take any more damage. Gain 1 less energy a turn is fine. That's what the Tacticians are for. definitely important I take no damage this turn. Incoming is 13 plus 24 is 37. I'm going to throw this leg sweep before I prepare. Oh, no. 4. Got a fire potion I can throw. I'll do it. Jeez. It was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. Abrasive would be more dex for us and more thorns. Very good at those long fights. Serpent form, that would just be damage every time I play a card, which is pretty good, but playing it itself, is that difficult actually? I've got Neurosurge and 2 Tacticians in this deck. The second one's not upgraded yet. I've even got Pale's Flesh. I think it might be Serpent form. We just saw that I need more damage. What about 4 damage every time I play a card? That's a lot of damage. Every 4 times you play a card, draw a card. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Still definitely got a lot of cards I would like to remove from this deck. I can take a line that gives me 2 shops, so I can remove 2 of them. 2 of the strikes, that would be. Oh my god. Shadowmeld just seeing absolutely 0 block cards in this hand. Remarkable. Dagger throw through Tactician. Then I will Grave Blast back a leg sweep. Leg sweep to immediately full defend. Hell yeah. Missing Whale, still good. Even unupgraded, it's still good. That's just how good it is. Stone Calendar for Shovel? No. Gorget for Whetstone? No. Well, Grave Blast does want an upgrade. So does Neutralize, but that's it. Centennial Puzzle for Strike Dummy? Absolutely not. I don't want to give you the Stone Calendar because I am using that with relative consistency, actually. Alright. Ugh. Ugh. Easier to hard play Serpent form there. Oh no! Oh. I gotta remember to keep an eye on the club so I don't end up drawing cards that I really wish I'd played instead at the end of a turn where I don't have the energy to play them anymore. Of course, that's less of a concern in this situation, where now I have retention out. Right, we end here. So now the first card I play next fight draws a card. I don't need any of those. I need the first Snakebite upgraded more than I need a second Snakebite. Okay. I want to play that Serpent form, it's just not going to happen. Set up Snakebite earlier then. Whoop. Big Malaise, best I can do. You get to deal 9 damage to me. Okay, let's Grave Blast back a Prepared. Drop 2 cards from hand to cast them there. I kind of just have to pay whatever I need to play well-laid plans there. Thankfully, it actually costs no HP. I'll just throw another defend in. I don't need to try and finish you this turn. Beautiful. Ah, no! Too many cards to the one club. No need for any of those, though. Then this one's removal. Get rid of that decay. It's 150, right? For removal there. I think it was. I don't think I'm going to have enough money by the time of the next removal. Serpent form, 2 more damage. Well, 2 more damage. Didn't that just used to upgrade to give 1 more? 2 more is a lot more. It's actually twice as much. Not as 4, obviously. As 1. If you want me to go over the numbers again, I can. Festive Hopper. At the start of each combat, deal 9 damage to all enemies. Then Shadow Meld still wants an upgrade pretty badly. Survivor through Tactician. Dodge and roll. Grave Blast back a Haze. And then just hard play that. Perfect. Serpent form with 7 energy. Then I get to play Neurosurge. Oh, that's what it's all about. Poison stab, dagger throw, hit him with that and that and that. Just keep throwing damage at them. They'll go down when they're ready. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, end. Just making sure the club is ready. Ooh, upgraded untouchable, yes. Okay, yeah, it was 150 before, by the way. Ship in a Bottle is a pretty good potion, though. Do I take Ultimate Defend just as a big defend card? Yes. Yes, and if I don't take much damage in this fight, it's probably actually my upgrade, too. We'll start with Neurosurge here. Oh, no. Iron Club. Okay. I was making sure I had 4 spaces in hand, but no, I do need to do all of my drawing here. So it's Ultimate Defend, then Neurosurge. Yeah, Piercing Wail and Friendship, both super important this turn. Drop a Bouncing Flask. Oh yeah, Dagger Throw. Dagger Throw through Haze. And we get a Snake Bite that we get to hold in hand. Oh my god. Oh, what a great first turn. It didn't kill all of the enemies, but just in terms of efficiency. Serpent Form's probably a bit too slow for this fight. Especially now that I've already lost Neurosurge, so... We'll cycle past Tactician, Flick Flack. Oh, I didn't think about it, but... Serpent Form is also just an AoE card. You know what? I didn't think about it and I won't think about it. I'm done. That's that turn. Blur me for the next turn. Fly me to the moon and blur me for this turn. Overfocus a little bit on defense. Kinda threatened by that backline of this turn. Not threatened anymore. Okay, yeah, we could barely have taken less damage in this fight. Venerable T-Cert, and... if I had, like, a bunch more other fights, Outbreak might be relevant, but not against the bosses right now. It's not worth its placement in my hand. How badly do I want to upgrade after this? None of them desperately need it. Oh, Ripple Basin. If you didn't play any attacks during your turn, gain 4 block next turn. That's definitely better than most upgrades I could have gotten. All upgrades, frankly, I could have gotten. Okay. Weaken. Strike. Ultimate Defend. Untouchable Defend. I'll leave it there. I want the extra draw from Centennial Puzzle this turn. Because this is definitely the hardest form of yours I have to face with my skill deck. I think I may actually have needed to throw the poison potion earlier. Perfect. Head is there. Neutralizer's not in the draw pile. I'll bring back Prepared. Perfect. We easily cycle to it. Enemy's dead at the end of this turn. Footwork even kills him. Dodge and roll to set up some additional block for the next turn. Use a Survivor erroneously that I shouldn't have used. I'll keep a Bouncing Flask for good damage and Malaise for good lockdown. Although really, again, our damage is now also Serpent Form. We don't have to rely on Bouncing Flask to do that. Which previously was my plan. It'd be nice to Malaise a different form of you, especially because I can easily just weaken my way through this one. I have Taxi this turn? I have, yeah, so I don't get the Ripple Basin. It's okay. Not having to Discard for you this turn, though, sucks. And my defense is really bad, too. Woof. Shadow Meld, defend. That's 40 incoming damage this turn. Yeah, far and away the best thing I can do is Malaise, but... Oh, no. Every card I play right now draws me a card that is good enough to basically finish the rest of the block. So I'll Snakebite, and then... There we go, Leg Sweep. With the Shadow Meld already active, pretty much every card there was exactly the card I needed. I'm going to keep the Poison Stab to keep up aggression here, because I need to get through this phase without using Malaise, ideally. Yeah, Piercing Wail's pretty much perfect right now. All right, Stone Calendar just went off. Here's the enemy's Zone of Intangibility. This one's annoying, but I can set up Weaken. No, I can set up status effects, rather. Shadow Meld, and then... Oh, okay, okay. That's a pretty sick and nasty Malaise I can just drop on their head. I'm gonna do Dodge and Roll, and then Malaise for 6. Perfect. Gets the enemy all the way down to only doing 9 damage this turn. We keep Blur and Leg Sweep. Great. This one's pretty much solved. It's the next boss fight that is really the concern. Could have told you that from the outset, though. It was either going to be the first phase of this fight that took me down, or it was going to be 0 of the phases that did almost anything to me. Draw order in the final fight is obviously going to matter a lot. Tactician. Untouchable. The enemy's weak enough that I just want the ones that cast on discard. Great. I mean, look, it's kind of slow, but Doesn't get much more reliable than this. 56 block taken into this turn. There is a small part of me that's worried that, like, the enemy's just going to live long enough that I will end up taking a stupid amount of damage before the end of the fight, and then suddenly it's much more in doubt than it was moments earlier. Yeah, like, that one got a little close for comfort. The enemy's not even attacking this turn, will die next turn, though, so we're all good. Great. I don't think Neurosurge turn 1 is correct here. It does draw 4 cards, which helps us get a lot of velocity, but because none of the cards in the hand are relevant to it, it's too likely I hit that and I just draw, like, you know, Tactician, Ultimate Defend, and Strike. And then, like, if it can't accomplish anything on that turn, things get pretty dire. I want to drop a base Defend. Okay, and they're just leg sweep the front line. It's fine. We'll play Neurosurge in the second cycle then. God damn it. Oh, I'm so mad. I need basically all of this. The additional energy is incredibly important, as you might imagine. Obviously, the damage from Serpent Form. Damn, dude, you got me. I'm gonna play that Serpent Form. I'm just gonna hard play that Serpent Form. Use Ship in a Bottle. Between that and Ripple Basin, we still won't take any damage that turn. Yeah, just looking for a big malaise. Well, I mean, big malaise on the Queen is the best one, but, like, Tortured Amalgam, am I gonna be killing you in this fight? What do you think about that? By the time the Queen is the only one left on the field, we're going to be able to block the Queen ourselves. We big malaise the Tortured Amalgam. It's not a great turn. Chattermill, dodge and roll, drop a defend, and then Snakebite Queen. Wait, no. It's fine, because I have it out, so I can play the footwork. I'm also... Is that correct? Oh, okay, I'm going to keep Grave Blast. This is Piercing Well. We'll just hold Piercing Well until the perfect turn for it, naturally. I think I just hold Grave Blast again. I don't think it wants to be played here. Well, that'll be the Piercing Well turn then. I wondered what would happen if I drew Neurosurge and then I immediately did. Because I've still got the energy in hand to be able to bounce back Bouncing Flask and use it again, which, for a turn, I'm thrilled. keep a Untouchable and Haze. I know I've got Prepared Plus left in the draw cycle. There it is. There's Friendship as well. Good pick on that. Blur. Survivor through Tactician. Defend and then Snakebite as well. Enough for a strike, which is better not played, because it's only 5 damage for us, but I can get 4 block by not playing it. And that 4 block retains until the next turn because of the blur. Okay, we're pretty close to the Torch and Amalgam in the front line being dead. Wouldn't be surprised if it happened this turn, courtesy of the Friendship. And it will. So how do I feel about what I said previously about we'll easily block our way through this? Well, considering we just easily blocked our way through it, I feel pretty confident. Definitely throw Bouncing Flask, Leg Sweep. I'll drop the additional defend, keep a Tactician and an Untouchable. You take 1 turn off and then you go back to trying to beat me down, so... This is the turn for Poison, Poison, throw away a defend to get closer to our next draw. Then I'm going to take Ultimate Defend and Untouchable. No. I will take Tactician, because I know I've got prepared in the next stand. Bouncing Flask, neutralize, leg sweep. That's it. GG. Hey, Serpent Form did a lot of damage in that fight. Poison did some damage, absolutely. Serpent Form did at least as much damage as Poison did on every one of the late game turns, and so much more on the start game turns. The problem with Serpent Form isn't that it's bad. It does initially read as a little bit of an underwhelming effect before you remember that the Silent plays infinity bazillion cards a turn, but then, also, it's the 3 costs. Right, it's the 3 cost and the fact that you don't usually have access to a huge amount of energy as Silent, but having an upgraded Tactician already in the deck, a second Tactician in the deck, a Neuro Surge already in the deck, and Pale's Flesh as well, and the Venerable Tea set, although that wasn't actually a relevant part of why I picked it, all of that made Serpent Form very, very takeable and very, very exploitable. And then outside of that, it's literally just down to, you know, value, just being able to defend consistently, even into the late game. The static increases for those through dexterity, the doubling through shadow melds, being able to like drop both of those, make dodge and roll, give us 12 block this turn, 12 block next turn. Toric toughness who? And of course, the 25%. That we just take off the top of all enemies' attacks constantly by having them perma-weakened as Silent. Also really helped there. I'm so glad we got past that first boss fight as well, because like it was really scraping through, and then as soon as we scraped through that, we kind of just blasted through everything else. GG. That means we've got, what? A Flawless and Elite Hunter. Oh, cool. That means we've got a Regent episode up in the next episode. I would love to see some card creation. Please, Regent, don't let me down. Until then, though, My name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game is being Slay the Spire. Top left is a series playlist for all of my content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays out of the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Tyler. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.